Hey guys, I got a lot of questions about these pants that I wear every once in a while. These are tin pants made by Filson. I've been wearing them for, well, basically since we got here. They sold them in like our version of REI is what we have, is a Nugget Alaska Outfitters. They're expensive, but they last years. You don't wash them, and so they're super dirty right now, so I'm just knocking the dirt off. And then they're made out of like a tent canvas material, and you just put wax on them, and they're not waterproof, but they are very water resistant with the wax. So it's time to put some new wax on. But I wanted to get some of this mud off since the snow's been melting, and we've been getting a lot of rain lately. So let's get this mud knocked off, and then we can get some wax applied to this stuff. Now, I don't wear these in the summer. I basically just wear them in the winter because I like to wear long johns underneath them. I just don't like the way they feel without the long johns just by themselves. So I only wear these in the winter time when it's cold enough. Like right now we're at 33 degrees, I think. So this is good enough time to wear them with long johns. I really like them, especially in this type of area where it's not always like a super heavy rain, but we do get like a mist. You know, that's the southeast Alaska is like northwest America, like Washington and Oregon. So there's a lot of precipitation going on. So anyways, you just get you some wax and wax them up. But I like the main reason why I like these is just because, you know, if you're wearing just regular pants, your pants are gonna get soaked in like 30 minutes if you're just outside working. But if you have these, you can pretty much work all day, and you know, if it's got a good amount of wax on it, it'll just beat up and fall right off. So we're gonna throw some wax on these humdingers, and then we'll get back to work. I don't remember how much they cost, but they're about probably $100, 100 something bucks. They but you know, for that you can go through, I don't know, 2 pairs of Carhartts, you know, for $100. And yeah, these definitely last longer than if I was just to wear Carhartts. So I think they're worth the investment, and that's basically what it is. You're just making an investment. Because here's what I like about them is, if I put on my wet weather gear and I'm working and I snag my wet weather gear, then I just ruined, you know, $150 or $100 of wet weather gear, as opposed to having these. And these, you know, they don't snag on stuff, and they don't rip real easy. Actually, they're almost, I won't say they're impossible to rip, but they're a lot more durable than your wet weather gear. But like I said, they're not 100% waterproof. They're just water resistant. So after a while, if you can't like kneel down in a puddle because you will get wet, but This is the reason why I wear them. Is just I like to be able to work outside and not have my pants all wet, or like if you're wearing a jacket and it's raining, and you know, normally if you got a Gore-Tex jacket, your jacket will drip down to your thighs, and then your thighs will collect a whole bunch of water and your thighs will get all wet. So that's the reason why I like these. The added benefit is you don't wash these. These never go into the washing machine. You just take like I did, take a wet rag and rinse them off. And then you're ready to go back into business. Like to make sure I'm getting the seamed area here. And they make several different kinds. You have the single tin pants and the double tin pants, and these are the double tin pants. If I ever wear these in town, well, I think I've only been caught in town once, and some old timer came up and said, I don't see a bunch of young kids wearing these anymore. And that's true. This is kind of a more thing that the older generations would wear, but you know, they wore them for a reason. So, and their reason seems to work out pretty good for me. Same thing with wool. Like I have a bunch of wool shirts. I like wearing wool because you know, it can get a little damp. I mean, if it gets soaking wet, then it just gets super heavy and soggy. But wool can get wet, and it still provides you 60% of its warming power, I guess you would say. Anyways, this got one leg almost done. I don't think we're gonna make you guys sit through with a second leg, but when we get it all said and done, we'll stand them up and get them put on, and we're gonna go check on the boat, so take you guys with us. All right, the other old school thing that I like to wear is wool shirts. Now I need to do some mending because I've got a large hole here and a small couple holes here. Obviously my neck's all worn out, but these are Woolrich shirts. That's just what they sell here. They sell Filson and Patagonia ones here too, but I think these give you the best bang for the buck, at least here. Now I did spend 20 bucks. My zipper, my buttonholes became like super enlarged, so I took it to a seamstress and she sewed a little zipper on for me. So this is like my basic work shirt when I'm just working around. If it's a little too cold for just a hoodie, then I'll throw this on, or maybe a long sleeve shirt and this on. But these hello friend, our raven friend wants some nuts. These they're not waterproof at all, but they do beat up like if you get a small little shower, they will beat up quite a bit before they get completely soaked. And like I said earlier when we were doing the pants, even if they're wet, they'll still give you 60% of the heating properties from the wool that they're made out of. So anyways, these are two of the old school things that I think are still valuable today, that a lot of people just don't wear. I don't know why. This is a light shirt. I have a green one that's a little thicker. The wool's thicker, so it's warmer. So if you see me wearing the green one, then it's really cold. And like today, we're just going to go put over there. The winds are supposed to be a little bit worse on the other side, so I'm going to put this jacket on just to be as like a little wind blocker. So let's get the Raven some nuts, and then we'll head over and check on the boat. All right, so if you have any other questions about the tin pants or the wool shirts, just drop them in the comments. I'll answer them, see what I can do for you. We came over here and checked out Steve and Janet's place to make sure they didn't have any downed trees during this last big windstorm. But I noticed they got their bear board out to keep the bears from coming in and trying to get into their chicken food. As you can see, it's been hit before, so this is their it's pretty much a good surefire way to keep bears from screwing with stuff, is to put a board down with a bunch of nails sticking up out of it, and when they step on it, they're like, that don't feel good, and then they take off. Hi. All right, so yesterday I was working down here on the beach, and I noticed that a hawk kept flying by, so I'm gonna zip tie this stuff down, because believe it or not, we've seen this. I assume it's the same hawk. With our old netting, there was a little area like this that was kind of open, and he was just hovering in place, like right in this area, trying to figure out how to get inside of here to get our lovely ladies. And we don't want that, so I'm going to zip tie this stuff down today, and then I'll take you down back and show you what we've been doing in the backyard there. Other than that, everything's been just kind of chill because it's been really windy. We've had a lot of rain. It's really muddy and soupy back there in the back. Haynes, which is the town north of us, man, they had a horrible mudslide, and it took out a bunch of homes, and people were killed, and some people are still missing. So our prayers are going out to those people, because that's just a horrible thing. Juneau also had, I think they had like 10 inches of rain in a day, which is kind of, it's a lot. All the creeks were flooding and everything. So it was just kind of a chill in place type of week. So not a whole lot got accomplished, but as you can see, it's kind of clearing up. The water's subsiding, but we've got a bunch of debris out on the beach, and the backyard's just a hot mess. So we'll get the fence taken care of, and then we'll go down there and show you what we're doing in the backyard. All right, there's something else I wanted to share with you guys, and that is our garden beds. We started off with these three, And then we added these 3. And this was kind of an experiment. We knew it was going to be an experiment. And, well, it worked. We figured out which way the beds need to be facing. And it's not this way. It's definitely this way. This way the wind hits these. If I can simulate the wind, it hits and then it pushes the PVC against this, as opposed to on this side where it pulls the PVC up and out of their little brackets. So we've had so much trouble with these things, with the clips flying off, the actual PVC coming out of the brackets and flying away. So it's going to be a lot of work, but we're actually going to turn these things so they are going the same way as our original 3. And it just is what it is. So if you're doing something and you're in a windy area, definitely have the broad side of your hoop houses facing the wind. Don't have the skinny side facing the wind. Our wind comes from this way. This was bad. These worked out just fine. These have been working out fine for the last 2 years. This was our first year with these, and they did not do so well. So a lesson learned for us, and you know, like, we always enjoy sharing our lessons with you guys, and so that's what we learned this season. The cabbage is actually doing really well still, but my wife wanted to start feeding the chickens the cabbage, so she pulled the plants over there and fed the cabbage to the chickens. But as you can see, these guys are still alive and doing well. Look out, Gunner. So can you get a longer growing season with the double hoop house? I'd say absolutely. You could probably start earlier and end later, especially for your cold crops like lettuce and cabbage and stuff like that. So there's that. Now let's go to the backyard and I'll show you what I've been doing the last couple of days. All right, so here's our backyard. Sorry for the noise. I got the generator running, charging our batteries. Hopefully once we get our solar set up, then we won't have to run the generator like this. But basically what we did was we made a pad for this tent. Been working on the driveway yesterday, and that road cloth back there in the back, that's where the second tent's gonna go. So today I'm gonna go grab some more rocks and sand and fill that sucker up, and then hopefully when it freezes again, we can level this off and make this lower than this, and that way all the rain will just run down the hill. That's our game plan, at least. I wanted to wait until, it's just hard to find, I mean, this Southeast Alaska, it's hard to find a dry spell to do grading and everything, and if you're back here working in the rain, then you're just going to tear things up. So it just is what it is. So now I've decided we're just going to make these pads. We'll get rid of this whenever I get a chance, and then that way the rain will run off, and hopefully, cross our fingers, everything will work out just great. We still got to do the wood shed, get some more wood split for next year, and yeah, that's it. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I didn't get a chance to do the receiver for the ATV. I needed a tool, like I needed another blade. That the bolts were just rusted on there, so I'm gonna have to cut them off, but I didn't have a blade for my oscillating tool, and the grinder can't get in there far enough without cutting the rest of the permanent mount, so I didn't want to cut on anything I didn't have to. So I still have that, and I still have to get the lights done on the trailer, but the wires are somewhere in the collapsed tent over there, and I got other things to do than to try to dig the stuff out right now. So that's what's going to be coming up in the near future. So anyways, I'm going to get back to work. Hopefully you guys have a great week. Pray for those in Haines, and we'll see you guys next Sunday.